My name's Savannah, and you're watching Nerdy Cat 96. So I'm here today to do the Unfortunate Readalong book tag. These are based on different characters in the book series of the series of Unfortunate Events. If you weren't aware, I'm participating in the Unfortunate Readalong that's hosted by Not So Average Joe and Chapter Kate, so I will link both of their videos on the matter down in the description. The first prompt for this tag is Violet Baudelaire, a book that brought something new, a character, plot, point, or trope. So for this one, I chose Out of the Easy by Josephine because this book takes place in the French Quarter of New Orleans, and it follows the daughter of a prostitute in the 1950s. So just like a very interesting piece of history that I never would have thought to look into before. The main character in this just really wanted to go to college and everything, and she did not want to become a prostitute like her mom. It was a very interesting read and something that I had never seen before. The second prompt is Sunny Baudelaire, a book that left a lasting mark. So for me, this book was The Spectacular Now by Tim Tharp. I am a huge sucker for coming of age stories. He just broke up with his girlfriend because I think she wanted to be with someone a little more serious. He's a senior in high school. He is pretty quickly developing some pretty serious alcohol issues. Even though he's not even old enough to drink, he is a pretty serious and constant drinker. And his girlfriend breaks up with him, and then after a bender, he wakes up to this girl standing over him who has a paper route, and she's very soft-spoken, and he decides that he kind of wants to take this girl under his wing and make her more confident with herself. But she ends up falling in love with him, but he knows that he's not good for her. It's one of my favorite books. The third prompt is Klaus Baudelaire, a book you just couldn't stop reading. And for that one, I chose Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. I read this when I was still working at Speedway, and I was able to read it in 3 hours before I had to go to work. And it's absolutely hilarious. I laughed out loud an embarrassing amount of times while reading this book, to the point of tears. Prompt number 4 is Count Olaf, a character that you love to hate. For example, favorite villain or least favorite protagonist. If you haven't read the Ruby Red trilogy by Kirsten Gear, I would mute the stream until I put down this book, because I would say that the villain is a little bit of a spoiler. I don't really want to spoil anyone. So if you haven't read this trilogy, then just mute the stream until I put this book down. So my favorite villain was Count Saint Germain. I guess I just really enjoyed the back and forth between Gwen, our main character, and Count Saint Germain, the villain. Prompt number 5 is Uncle Monte, a character death that you just can't get over. So if you haven't read Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, please mute the stream now. This book, it's just started off so just fun, and then we find out something that Will Traynor is planning to do, and it crushed me, because I kind of thought that we would get our happy ending and Louisa would be able to convince Will to stay alive. It was a love story. She confessed her love for him and everything, and he said it's not enough. And he still decided to go and commit assisted suicide. And I still think about it now. Prompt number 6 is Aunt Josephine. Weird, but you love it. And this could be a character or book. I decided to go with a book that I have loved for a very long time. It's actually a graphic novel, and it's by this girl who has a pretty popular blog, and it is Hyperbole and a Half by Allie Brosh. She's just hilarious. I really love things that can make me laugh, especially if they can make me laugh so hard that I start crying. It's very weird. She's kind of weird, but she's my kind of weird, and I love it. Prompt number 7, Justice Strauss. had the best intentions but didn't follow through. The book or character. And for this one, I chose Before I Let Go by Marieke Nijkamp. Is like how you pronounce it. And this book was weird, but I did not love it. I don't know. It seemed like it was going to be something that I would be interested in because it is about this girl who was like best friends with this girl who moved away. They both had lived, like, grew up in Alaska. Well, this one girl had moved away for college. She had told her friend that she was coming back to visit. Right before she, like, is going to leave, her friend turns up dead. And they say that it was a suicide and everything, but her friend doesn't think that it was. She still goes and she's trying to, like, kind of investigate her friend's death. And so it sounded like something that would be cool, like, oh, maybe it was, like, a murder mystery or something. But it was just really weird. I definitely don't think that they followed through on what they were, like, trying to accomplish. So that is all the questions. I really hope that you enjoyed this tag. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow me on social media, all of my links will be in the description. I make videos every Wednesday. Hopefully the cats and I will see you next week, but probably a few times this week. Bye!